Halton Hills Mayor Ann Lawlor was the lone regional vote against the upcoming increase in the police budget. Reading this in a headline, it would seem like Mayor Lawlor doesn't back the police, but that is not the case. I spoke to the Halton Hills mayor this morning and asked about the rationale behind her vote.
Well, Jason, it's about all of us being in this together. That's the bottom line. I absolutely support the police, and I support all the fabulous services that Halton Region and our other municipal governments are providing for our residents. The reason why I flinched when it came to that conversation was because the increases that the police were asking for were just too high for me, given the kind of stretching that our municipal budgets are having to undertake right now. For a 8% plus increase in the police budget, on top of a 14% increase that they had last year, which was also a tight year for municipal services, I just couldn't say yes that I agreed with that. The police have a really hard job to do. Policing is getting much more complex. The bad guys are getting worse, and so forth. So I absolutely understand and support their efforts. But the reality too is that Halton Region is one of the safest, if not the safest, region in Canada. And in fact, the town of Halton Hills and Milton, the district within that region, are the safest in Halton Region. So for the residents of Halton Hills, where I'm particularly dedicated, the crime rate, in fact, is going down. And we are a very safe community. And while I support everything that the police are doing and know that property crime is up, the needs, I think, need to be balanced across all of our departments and all of our services. And I know that we're looking at perhaps a 3.5% target increase. And this is when there are waiting lists for housing, when there is deficiencies in our infrastructure, our roads are crumbling. We can't get into our pools. The demands are significant. We don't have enough money to cover all the demands and the needs. And so, I think we all need to pull together on this one, including the police.
Well, this is why, of course, it's called balancing a budget, and you're trying to figure out where the needs really are for the community that you're representing. So I just wanted to let you have your say on that. And yeah, let's talk more about Halton Region actually here, because
Yes.
Another aspect of Halton Region that has popped up recently is Halton Region has announced plans to remove and transfer ownership of its entire 30,000-piece heritage collection. Now, in your last mayor's update article, you stated that you're not going to let Halton Hills lose its history, but history does come at a cost as well, which kind of factors into, what we were just talking about with the budget. So how are you planning on keeping the history intact in regards to these artifacts?
The activity surrounding the Halton Regional Museum, which was closed in 2016, is a little different story. People weren't coming to the Halton Regional Museum, quite literally. And the artifacts and the relics and so forth have been closed to the public for almost 10 years. And so, frankly, our history has not been particularly accessible through the regional museum. On the other hand, too, we've got Burlington and Oakville, and Milton also has museum available to the public that are very lively spots where those historic stories are being told. So I think that we need to dig a little bit in this story and think about how do we really best access our history. And for sure, when that review of those artifacts happens, I'm going to make sure that the historians in Halton Hills and Esqueezing Township are there, are reviewing those lists, understand what those important artifacts are. And we're going to talk about how we can best ensure that they're preserved and make them accessible to the public, perhaps through our local library, perhaps through our heritage displays, in a variety of ways. So the history isn't going to be lost. I'm going to make sure that in Halton Hills, that absolutely doesn't happen. And frankly, I've got a bit of a track record that proves how much I care about that kind of thing.